Hi everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel and welcome myself to my YouTube channel. I've been meaning to make a channel for a while now, but I've procrastinated give or take 14 years. I am grateful that I didn't make a beauty channel at 13 when I barely knew how to apply mascara, but I feel like it's time to stop putting it off. So I wanted to make a little series about shows that I am completely obsessed with, even if they're not necessarily good per se. And the subject of today's video absolutely changed my life. Is it always quality television? No, absolutely not. But the show is my family, and these girls are my sisters. So, on to the subject of today's video, Desperate Housewives. I wanted to take you through the pilot today and essentially pitch you on spending weeks of your life binging all 8 seasons. So, let's get started. The girls, the divas. Susan Meyer. Boo! Susan is clumsy, and that's about 75% of her character. She's divorced, she's boy obsessed, she illustrates children's books because she's a character in a Hallmark Christmas movie. She's zany, she's kooky, she's 14 years old. She has a daughter named Julie, who is essentially her mother, Bree Vandekamp. Bree Vandekamp is the last person you'd want as your mother. She is overbearing, very severe, Republican. Um, but she's also the biggest queen bitch of Wisteria Lane. She is the most perfect of all the housewives. She cooks, she cleans, she covers up manslaughters multiple times, might I add. And she is everything. Lynette Scavo. Lynette. Miss Varsity Blues. If I had Lynette's life, oof, I would not make it to the next day. She is a former career woman, but now has so many children, including her husband Tom, and they're all terrible. Gaby Solis. Gaby Solis is a former model, obviously, turned rich housewife. She does not cook, she does not clean, she does not have kids, she just sits around and shops all day. Dream life. She is a massive bitch, and I love her for it. Next, we have our side characters and husbands. Edie Britt, slut, skank, queen. Mike Delfino. Mike is new in town and Bill is a butter knife. He has a big dark secret, which is also boring. Carlos Solis, chauvinist pig, but in a fun way. Carl Meyer, chauvinist pig, but in a fun way. Tom Scavo, chauvinist pig, but not in a fun way. Rex Van de Camp, he's there for a bit. Mary Alice Young, she's there for a bit. Paul Young, creepy little creep, but I love him for it. My favorite character doesn't show up until later, Orson Hodge, if you know, you know. That man is absolute perfection in every season. Yeah, I said it. Anyways, on to the pilot. The show kicks off in the most iconic of ways.
I spent the day as I spent every other day, quietly polishing the routine of my life until it gleamed with perfection. That's why it was so astonishing when I decided to go to my hallway closet and retrieve a revolver that had never been used.
Mary Alice Young, the neighbor of my sisters, bam, dead. Shoots herself in the head. One of their neighbors, Martha Huber, comes to check on her by bringing back the blender she had borrowed. As soon as she sees she's dead, she rips off the label that says property of Mary Alice Young, which is so funny.
If there was one thing Mrs. Huber was known for, it was her ability to look on the bright side.
It is the perfect opening to the show. It's got comedy, it's got intrigue. Mark Cherry, kiss your brain. After that, we have the funeral where every character brings some food. Lynette brings fast food chicken because her children are terrorists and will not give her a second of spare time. Gaby brings paella, which is a baffling character choice because I didn't know she knew how to boil water. Bree brings baskets of homemade muffins because she is the most perfect of the housewives. She also asks him to bring back the baskets when she's done, which is so funny. And then Susan brings her mac and cheese, which is terrible because she can't cook even that right. Wasn't she just the wackiest? The girls get together at the funeral and they're like low-key shook. Susan says she's angry at Mary Alice for not talking to them and telling them how she felt, which, like, I want to hate because it's Susan, but we all grieve differently, etc., etc. And Gabby's like, absolutely nothing was wrong with her life, which, like, Weird take. In the next scene, Susan meets Mike and warns him not to eat her mac and cheese. So, like, why bring it? They start talking. She doesn't immediately flirt, but there's like clear vibes between them. At a funeral. Her best friend's funeral. Time and place. And you did it at my birthday dinner. In the next scene, Lynette's fuck ass kids jump into the Young's pool in the middle of the funeral. Time and fucking place. And you did it at my birthday dinner.
Get out! No! No! I am your mother. You have to do what I say. Come on!
We were swimming and you can't stop us!
If they were mine, oh, I would commit extreme acts of violence. So Lynette dives in to grab them.
Get out! Think I wouldn't get in this pool and just grab you? Get out! Get over here. Get over here! Get back towards those steps, you!
Which, like, I'm not sure what she should have done, but there has to have been ways that warrant that. The next day, Julie goes over to Mike's house to do a little recon, and she reports back to Susan.
His wife died a year ago. He wanted to stay in LA, but there were too many memories. He's renting for tax purposes, but he hopes to buy a place real soon.
I can't believe you went over there.
Who pretends she's disappointed, but, like, we know you, Susan.
Ugh, you need to get back out there. Come on. How long has it been since you've had sex? Are you mad that I asked you that?
No, I'm just trying to remember.
Their relationship is much too casual.
I wouldn't have said anything. It's just...
What?
I heard Dad's girlfriend ask if you dated anyone since the divorce, and Dad said he doubted it. And then they both laughed.
Julie wants to make sure that Susan isn't losing the divorce, which, like, I respect that. So Susan takes this and goes over to Mike's with a housewarming present, but womp womp.
Hello there!
Edie comes around and she is ready to claw Mike out of Susan's hands. Dating in suburbia, fighting over the only man in a 5-mile radius. Whew, that sounds so miserable. Dare I say desperate. In the next scene, Gaby and Carlos are arguing over if she has to attend some business dinner, and Pilot Carlos is the worst version of Carlos.
I'm not going.
It's business. Tanaka expects everyone to bring their wives.
Every time I'm around that man, he tries to grab my ass.
I made over $200,000 doing business with him last year. If he wants to grab your ass, you let him.
Like, excuse me? Pardon? Immediately jail. But Gaby gets back at him and then some, because it turns out she is sleeping with Mr. John Tucker Must Die, who is so inappropriately cast. He is meant to be 16 in this, her 26, which very much illegal, but the way they cast it is like it's supposed to be sexy and hot and not statutory. 2004 is weird. I don't like it here. In the next scene, we're at Bree's house at a family dinner where they're all sitting on one side of the table to be perfectly in frame. Her daughter, Danielle, always a complainer, is annoyed that the soup is too fancy, which, like, that's her struggle, babe. Then Bree gets annoyed with her son, Andrew, because she said that her ossobuco is just okay because she spent 3 hours cooking it, which he's like, no one asked you to do that, lady. Andrew is a nightmare in the first few seasons, but, like, he's not wrong.
Tim Harper's mom gets home from work, pops open a can of pork and beans, and boom, they're eating. Everyone's happy.
You'd rather us serve pork and beans?
And then Rex does absolutely nothing, as he is wont to do. Then we go back to Susan, who's planning on asking out Mike.
How would you feel about me using your child support payments for plastic surgery?
Stop being so nervous. You're just asking him out to dinner.
Like, this show tries to pretend that she's not a supermodel, which, like, be so serious. But then when she goes over to Mike's house, guess who's there?
Edie.
Hey there, Susan.
So she tells him that there's a clog in her house because he's a plumber, mind you. Interesting choice. So she races home to make aforementioned clog.
How am I gonna stop with this sink?
And then she pours her daughter's school project down the drain. Jail. Therapy. Jail. If you don't hate Susan by the Pilot, you're watching a different show. So the next scene is at Saddle fucking Ranch, which, do you remember in 2020 when, like, every influencer went to see and be seen by the Hollywood Fix? I was probably way too old to be paying attention to that, but I digress. So, in this classy establishment, Rex tells Bree that he wants a divorce.
I just can't live in this detergent commercial anymore. Are we going to talk about what I said?
If you think I'm going to discuss the dissolution of my marriage in a place where the restrooms are labeled chicks and dudes, you're out of your mind.
So, in response, she absentmindedly puts onions in his salad, which he is deadly allergic to, which I did not know was a thing. Queen behavior. Support women's wrongs. So, he almost dies. LOL. Karma will get you next time, Rex. Then Zach Young wakes up to his dad, Paul, digging up the swimming pool, which that's suspicious. That's weird. I wonder, just maybe, if it has anything to do with the cause of Mary Alice's death. Then we cut to Tom, Lynette's husband, who comes home and decides he'd like to be a father for once. But wait, nope, he's there because he wants to have sex.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
He then refuses to wear a condom, to which Lynette, mother of 4 demons, slaps him in the face, which was so satisfying to watch. Then we go back to Bree, who's at the hospital with Rex.
I can't believe you tried to kill me.
Yes, well, I feel badly about that.
He is mad that she's too perfect and that her hair doesn't move, which, like, sure. But then Bree goes to the bathroom and cries, and then comes out like nothing happened because she's so perfect and scented. Later at the Sleaze house, before they go off to the business dinner, Carlos wonders why the lawn wasn't mowed by Mr. John Tucker Must Die. So Gaby then sneaks out of the dinner in her gown and mows it herself. Which, like, if you're going to have an affair with a child, that is a queenly way to do it. Then, at the grocery store, Susan runs into Martha Huber, who makes a bitchy little comment about her mac and cheese, and then lets it slip, like the little gossip troll she is, that Edie has a man coming over tonight. So, Susan is instantly thinking that it must be her man, which is not sitting right with her. So, Susan makes a grand plan to pretend to borrow sugar from Edie's place, which she then breaks into her house to do. She then sees lingerie on the floor and then just flings it, setting up a huge house fire. A suicide and a fire in the same pilot. Like, this show is gold. Then, after the fire sets off, she sees that it wasn't even Mike. Susan. She is the type to say, this kind of thing always happens to me, as if she is not the problem. Later, we see Mike on the phone talking to someone saying that he's definitely getting closer and taking out a gun, which, when we know what he's talking about, he wasn't getting closer. All he's done so far is flirt and plum. The next day, the ladies are clearing out Mary Alice's closet, and they see a note that says, I know what you did. It makes me sick. I'm going to tell. Which, when you find out why the letter was written, it makes sense why she was, I'll just say, stressed. And that's a wrap on the pilot. I love the show so much, and I hope this little recap made you want to watch it or rewatch it. I'm not sure if anyone is going to watch this, but if they do, let me know if you want me to recap more, another season, another show. Thank you so much for watching. It means the world to me, and I hope to see you later.